is Guy Cosmo with Extreme Speed Motorsports, here to talk to you a little bit about our seat in the race car. As you can see here, it's probably one of the most important parts of the car because, well, it's the only way that I stay attached to the thing. We've got a nice Sparco seat here, usually fairly custom molded and tight fitting for the drivers. That way when we're strapped inside the car, we're not moving around or sloshing side to side in the seat. But what's special about this one is we've kind of carved out some of the original guts of it, and we molded a two-part foam style insert for us that we put a garbage bag inside the seat. We sit down in it, we mix up this mix, we pour it in the bag, and then we sit in there and it grows around us and molds exactly to the shape of our bodies. Now, that's great for one driver because you have a seat that fits just to your body. It's the most comfortable thing you could ever sit in. However, I have to share the seat with my teammate Ed Brown, and in the other car, we've got two other drivers in there sharing a seat. So we start carving and cutting and molding so that we can compromise a little bit, that the two drivers are comfortable in the same one seat. Now, we cover it, it's all covered with Nomex material. That way, in case the car is ever on fire, we don't have anything that's flammable attached to our butts. That would be pretty bad. And then we've got the holes in it because the seat belts come through. And it's a chair that I'd like to sit in if I could have one at home every day. I was actually telling my crew yesterday if we could get a little rocker on it and I could sit myself in and rock myself to sleep every night, I would be very happy. But now sitting in here, I'm a pretty skinny guy, but you can see how snug and tight I am in this seat. There's no movement for me to slosh it all side to side. Once we have the seat belts on, our 5-point harness, I'm not going anywhere. I'm about as safe as I can be. So realistically in this race car, I'm about, I don't know, 100% safer than I could be on any public highway at any part of the day. I'm pretty happy being inside this car like this. Now once the seat gets, excuse me, once you get out of the seat, one thing we have to do for driver changes is, given the shape of the cockpit of our Ferrari, the roll cage here is pretty far back from the front bulkhead here. And when we're sitting inside the car, we have to have the seat slid very far forward, and our head winds up being just inside this roll cage here. So in order for us to get in and out of the cockpit in a timely fashion for our driver changes, it's a really small hole that we're climbing in and out of compared to other cars that we're competing against. So we had to take the head bolster here, cut side of it off, so that way there's a little more room for us to get inside the car. And then on the bottom of the seat here, you'll see that the seat is on a set of sliders. And we have a different position here for where I sit and for where Ed sits. And that way we slide the seat back, we hop in and out of the car. Once we're strapped in, we slide the seat back forward again, and then we're ready to rip. Most important thing about a car is seating position. Make sure you're comfortable, make sure you're strapped in, and buckle up.